Well, here we are.
Happy Monday and happy first full day of fall, y'all.
That's the fall, y'all.
Fall, y'all.
Yes, let's start at 5:43 yesterday morning, I guess. So far, fall's been all right.
Yesterday was amazing in the PNW, the Pacific Northwest. It's Curt and Jen in the morning podcast. Thanks for listening.
Appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Feel free to like, follow. What else? Subscribe, love.
Anything that you can do on the platform, you can comment. I mean, just any interaction helps us. So help us, please.
Yes. Good.
Bro, we're growing together.
And we did get some help over the question from Friday, which was good. We're going to get to that here in a bit. Coming up on the big program, do you know your left from your right? Sounds like a simple, that's the giveaway. Holding up your thumb and your foot. Okay. Also, La Nina is coming. Ooh, scary. You can get a cinnamon roll the size of your head, and it's not far from where we are.
Okay.
Yep.
And things you're looking forward to in fall.
All that stuff coming up, and here we go. Weekend recap. Things that happened with the weekend sports-wise. Man, everybody won. Check it out. The Seahawks beat Miami. The Huskies beat Northwestern. The Cougs beat San Jose 54-52 in double overtime.
What?
And the Kraken lost to Calgary.
So everybody but the Kraken did well?
Yes, but it was their very first game of the year, preseason, and they played their rookies a lot. So you say, okay, that's an excuse. But then I'm thinking, well, the other team also probably played their rookies. The Calgary.
It's okay. Yeah. It's early.
Yeah, it's early.
It's preseason for a reason. They're just like getting into their groove.
Did you just say that preseason for a reason? Did you make up something?
I like it.
Okay.
I didn't realize it, but I like it.
Saturday night, I did that fundraiser for Sound Experience. Went fantastically. Is that a word?
Good,
fantastically.
Yes.
And today, I'm sure everybody probably knows this, but National Redhead Day. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is? Mm-hmm. Okay, I need to text my daughter Macy because she's a redhead too.
It's called Redhead Appreciation Day. So you celebrate this by, any redheaded people or maybe even strawberry blonde people just
are we supposed to give you money or something?
Exactly. Give them money. That's what I think it's about. So, thank you, fellow redheads, I appreciate you. Let's just put it that way. How's that?
Speaking of money and redheads, my daughter Macy has homecoming coming up at her school. And she's like, hey, Mom, I put some dresses in the basket on Amazon.
Okay.
Can you please buy them and then I'll just try them on and then we'll send back what we don't want? I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I went in the basket last night to buy the dresses.
How many dollars?
Over $1,200 worth of dresses in the basket. And I was paying, I'm a Prime member, and in there was like $250 of shipping. And I'm like, no. We're going to rethink that whole thing. You can pick a certain amount of dresses. They have to be on Prime.
Yep.
I mean, I was like, what?
She could probably find almost the exact same dresses on Prime, or maybe the exact same ones if you go,
Yes.
How many dresses totaled up to $1,200?
I think it was, I don't know. I can't remember. I want to go like
one.
There was a lot. There was a lot of dresses. They're like anywhere between $30 and $60 each. So there was a lot of dresses.
But still, $1,200.
And that's too many dresses anyway. I mean, no.
Too many dresses, too many
let's
dollars.
pare this way down. You can do this.
Those words just came out of Jen Pirak's mouth.
I know.
That's too much. That's too many clothes. Let's cut it by maybe half. All right.
Okay. So my co-author of my love story is back. Of our love story, Pat and I had a chance to talk over the weekend.
Well, people want to know about this too because that's a big deal.
Like if you're listening on Thursday or Friday's episode of last week, we were having a rough patch, and it was really, really affecting me. And I think it's because I know that I have met my person.
Right.
And we both know, and I know that he know. Like we love each other so much. So it was so difficult for me to be apart, but he needed his time to think about it, and he needed his best friend to really give him a new perspective. Like I had my tribe, like you helped me through some of this. And so he's back, and we're writing more chapters of our love story, and I love it so much. But I was just going to mention this.
Right.
In that terrible, terrible space that I was in that space was left room for like lessons to be learned, new perspectives to be gained, a realization for the areas where, I look at myself, but I know that in this space, he too found areas where we need to do some self-improvement so we can show up better for ourselves.
Right.
So we can show up better for each other and for our relationship. So Anyway, it was. I mean, I was a mess, but I mean, seriously, I was a mess.
Right, that's
'Cause
what you
I just had
expected.
so much to lose. I had so much on the line, and if I didn't have a chance to make it right or make it better or try this again,
Yeah.
it was going to be
Bad
devastating.
outcome.
So yeah.
Here, push this button right there. We push that button?
No, not yet.
Go ahead. Go.
Oh yeah, you're.
Applause for
Thanks. I'm real excited. Thank you guys for your comments. I know some of you reached out to me individually, and I appreciate that. I mean, that's the best news ever. I also had a girls' night on Saturday to help celebrate my birthday, and we watched Lessons in Chemistry. 4 of the 8 episodes. Have you seen that?
I've heard good things, but I've not seen it.
Oh my God, so good! And Brie Larson is the main star of it. She's phenomenal.
Now I'm interested.
Right? She's hot. She's tiny, man. She is tiny, tiny. I hung out with my mom, and my friend Miriam and I went to Spark Hot Yoga in Snohomish. You know, our friend Jeanette owns it. Amanda was the instructor. She was phenomenal. It was a yin class, which means it's a lot of just holding poses for a long time. Curt Cruz, I stretched things in my body that I didn't even know I had, and I know that I am going to be sore this week. But anyway, carry on to other things.
Does the yin class come right before the yang class?
Wow.
I just want an excuse to play that. We haven't used our special effects.
Will you come to yoga with me sometime? Maybe you and Dana. Dana would love it, I think.
Can it be just warm yoga?
It is warm yoga. The yin on Sunday is warm. It's not full on hotness. It's still hot in there, but the door's open and the heat's off.
Does anybody actually offer one called cool yoga? There's probably some benefit to being in a very heavily air-conditioned room.
I mean, here's what I would say. I would say that Jeanette would say that all of her yoga classes that she offers are cool.
Nice.
They're just in a very hot space.
I'm glad that you and Pat are in a
Thank
good
you.
spot. Yeah.
I am too. Thank you guys, everybody. All the prayers and calling out to the universe to bring back what is right back together. Okay, let's move on.
There's a weak La Nina expected to return to Western Washington this upcoming winter. Now, before I moved here, I did not know what La Nina and El Nino were. Very first
I
year I
always
was
get
here.
it confused. Tell me more.
Well, I only know this because I had to look it up. As of August, El Nino neutral conditions continued. So apparently there was an El Nino weather pattern. That's what it is. And apparently we were in the midst of one up through August. But the transition, as we arrive into fall, that should actually continue through early 2025. The El Nino.
Neutral conditions.
Right.
The El Nino is neutral.
But after that, so I guess we're looking into the January, February. That's when the La Nina starts, and that tilts the odds towards cooler weather. That's basically it.
Oh.
It says here it's a strong impact. A La Nina pattern typically has a stronger impact on temperature, but moisture not as high of an impact. That means the odds are leaning towards cooler than normal conditions.
Okay.
Don't be all bummed. I know the bummed look.
Well, I mean, as long as the cooler than normal conditions happen in the winter.
Right.
I mean, are they cooler than normal conditions compared to the summer? Because that's how it should be. But I want summer to be
I think
hot
cooler,
and sunshiny.
I think it's cooler than normal for winter.
Okay.
But that has, maybe the summer.
I mean, I hope the winter brings lots of white things falling from the sky.
Well, it seems like El Nino and La Nina are like a married couple. And so El Nino comes in and does warmth or whatever in the summertime.
That's the women.
Right. And then no, El Nino is the dude. And La Nina comes in afterwards like, screw you, I'm getting my way.
Oh, it is? We're the ones bringing in the cold?
Well, they're opposites. Well, isn't El Nino masculine
and La
Nina
is
feminine?
Nina.
Yeah,
Nino
so I thought so.
and
So,
Nina.
they get along great. They cohabitate very nicely. But every now and again, it just seems like one always follows the other. So it's like, up yours, I'm doing my thing now. You like that? Up yours, I'm doing my thing now?
Well, as long as it's split evenly.
All right. Split evenly. Green Day.
You're going to the concert tonight!
Green Day's album, American Idiot, turns 20 years old on Saturday. I knew you weren't going to want to hear that.
Stop.
2004.
Are you kidding me?
September 21st, 2004.
Okay, you know me in music. You got to tell me can you tell me what they sing? Give me the song because I'm not
American
recalling
Idiot.
It. How does it go?
Don't want to be an American
Oh yeah.
Idiot.
Okay, yeah.
And the song.
That's 20 years old.
Yes. The album was it was anti-government, or they're saying here's what we want to do. It was actually, I think, they were trying to get W out of office. Not really trying, but it certainly was not very flattering towards him. That did not happen, but it did top the Billboard 200 and went on to sell 23 million albums. And they're at T-Mobile Park tonight, and I will be there for what I'm calling my last official duty for Star 101.5 Radio.
That's right, because we gave away those tickets, and it was sit in Curt's row. You have like a whole row of listeners.
Right, who are all going to be saying...
You make sure they're all listening to the podcast, please.
I will.
Okay.
And they're but I'm not looking forward to the questions. What happened? They'll say you. Why'd you change formats? Like,
well, we wanted to go old country, and not have DJs anymore.
Right, we wanted to lose our jobs, so we decided to change the format.
Isn't there's like, I mean, this is at T-Mobile Park, like this evening. Like, doesn't the concert start at like 5:30?
Yep.
And Smashing Pumpkins is playing, and I think there's one other big band.
Who right at the top of my head, I'm forgetting, but
I am too.
So,
okay.
But
my daughter Riley is going to be at the show. She's very excited. She wanted me to go, but I'm like, honey, I don't know really much of that music, but I'll go with you.
Are you going?
No.
Why?
I know. Am I the crappiest mom ever now?
Well, you seem to take, when people give you free tickets to things and say, forget you.
I know. Macy, my daughter Macy, has been on concussion protocol. She finally got off of it. She's playing her first first Jaguars softball game.
Okay.
So I was planning on being there, and I'm like, listen, honey, if you really need, I will be there for you. I will. I'll figure out, I'll talk to Macy, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, you know what, Mom, I'm going to talk to Curt, and I'm going to see if I can just make sure I hang with him and Dana.
Yeah.
And then I'll be fine. And if they can give me a ride home, that's even better.
Done.
And so, okay.
It'll be great.
So take care of my little babies.
I sure will.
Okay.
And anybody who's going to the show tonight that happens to be sitting in Curt Cruz's row, it's just bizarre because, how do you move on? It's like, oh, yeah, this is great. We gave these tickets away, and I was so excited to sit, with all our favorite listeners.
You're still excited to go to the concert. You're still excited to sit with those listeners.
That's true.
You're more excited to promote our podcast, and that's how we move on. We've moved on with the podcast that we're trying to make even better than the show, and I think we're doing a great job, and we just need to get more people to listen.
Yes, co-host.
This is when you're in love and your author's back with you. You get more energy.
I am pumped up for the show. It's going to be a good one.
Okay.
This is a story you found, Jen. What's the deal with your left and right?
Well,
Do you have issues with left and right as a person?
And it's not that uncommon for adults to still struggle with a concept we learned in kindergarten: left versus right. And I do sometimes. And I know both my daughters, Riley and Macy, really struggle with it. They're not adults yet, but anyway, do you? I mean, sometimes I'm like left or right, and then I hold up my finger and thumb, like making an L, actual L,
right.
And whichever side is the one that's the way the L should be. Is your left.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
But if you're dyslexic, then you're going to really have some problems.
Not even dyslexic so much, but what if you hold your hands up this way? Yes, if you hold your hand up facing your palm.
If you're not looking at us,
explaining
okay.
If you hold your hand up facing your palm, well, guess what? Left is right and right is
wrong.
left.
Then left is wrong.
Yeah, so, okay. I do not have problems with left and right. Every once in a while, I'll say, well, which hand is which? So if I have to do it,
right.
but I
that's what
know.
I'm saying. Sometimes you go to the hand motion.
Well, my wife is she's I don't know if she's preoccupied. She'll say, she'll point. She'll be like, turn left here and point to the right. I was like, okay, left or right? She'll go that way. So I think it's when she's distracted or whatever.
No, my girls do the same thing. Like, Mom, you need to turn. Yeah, they'll say the opposite way
of what they're pointing.
So
what do we find out about that?
Oh. What did we find out about it?
We were talking about it for some reason.
So,
TikTok person saw a video where left and right are just as intuitive to them as up and down, but she has to think about it first and wondered if everybody else did. So that's the thing.
I think that was this person made herself vulnerable and said, listen, as an adult, I still get... Well, because she's going to get like, you're an idiot. It's so easy. What's wrong with you?
I don't want to be an American idiot.
Right. And so that was the big thing. But she blew up on TikTok with other people saying, you know what, me too. I have the same issue.
Unfortunately, there is a left and right trick.
The one that we told you.
Yes.
The put your thumbs and pointer finger out with the backs
your
of
palm
your
facing away from you. The natural way to do it. The other way with your palms facing feels kind of awkward. So, all right. Hope we can help with that. There's a Washington here. In Washington. Did I say there's a Washington here?
Yes.
There's a restaurant here in Washington going viral for the size of its cinnamon roll.
I want to go to this place. Curt, it's going to be a little bit of a road trip for us.
Okay. And it's not that this is not really a new thing, but it's going viral right now because somebody on TikTok went and put up a video showing off. This is from Stuffies in Longview, Washington, which is how far from Seattle proper? Maybe not even an hour, right?
Oh,
45 minutes, maybe?
I think it's Longview.
Okay. It's south of here. And they're at Stuffies in Longview, Washington. I guess they're known for their ability to stuff items into giant portions, and they did that with a 10-pound cinnamon roll. Currently, that video they've put up has over 9 million views.
9.6 million views for this cinnamon roll thing. I got to go up and look it up.
It's funny how we used to be in
2 hours and 40 minutes away from here.
Oh, from here, but not from Seattle. So still about 2 hours away.
2 hours, yeah.
The funny thing is I think that every time we look at these things now, it used to be impressive. Wow, they've got a lot of hits on their video. Now we're like, how come we don't have that many hits on our videos? We got to do a viral thing. Okay, So Stuffies owner Glenda said that this special menu item, the 10-pound cinnamon roll, has been around for about 11 years. A guy came in who is a competitive eater, goes by the Bear. He's a competitive eater, and he asked them, he's like, listen, you guys, you've got this 5-pound cinnamon roll. That's great. Hey, can you double it and make it 10 pounds so I can eat it? And they did. And it took him an hour and 15 minutes to go down the 10-pound cinnamon roll.
I wonder, here's what I wonder.
Oh, no, the thing is called the Bear, not him. His name is Jamie something. I guess the Bear.
The competitive eater came to get the bear.
I see, they named it after him.
Cinnamon roll that they ended up doubling for him for this big challenge.
Right.
And they decided, so as a result of this, they decided to keep the very large menu item on the menu as a challenge for future customers.
And they named that the Bear, too.
All of it's the Bear.
All of it's the Bear.
No, the competitive eater goes, we need to read our stuff.
I did. I'm going to read verbatim here. The competitive eater who goes by the Bear ate it in an hour and 15 minutes.
Jamie, which name is
right.
Jamie? Okay.
Jamie McDonald. But the owner said, we decided to keep the large item on the menu as a challenge for the future customers, naming it the Bear.
I wonder if they get their picture on the wall if they eat the bear.
They have to get their picture on the wall. They have to get their picture on the wall. That should just be like a common rule.
At a restaurant that Pat and I go to in, I think it's Burlington. It's called Billies.
Yep.
They have this massive, I'm forgetting what it is now, but it's this massive breakfast plate. And if you can eat it, you get it not only for free, but you get your picture on the wall.
And a T-shirt.
No.
All right.
What are you most looking for? I feel like this is a hot mess.
No, just like how you kept charging through. This is almost the playoff music.
What are you most looking forward to fall? God, I can't even talk.
It's Monday.
What are you most looking forward to now that it's fall?
We asked that on Friday. Thank you so much. Everybody contributed. The usual suspects, some new people. Summertime obviously has its things that we love, in particular Jen.
Yes, I love the summer so much.
A lot of people, I believe the second most popular season is fall. So
it is beautiful
we asked
outside.
people, so now that, as of yesterday morning at 5:43 a.m., it is fall, y'all. So what are you most looking forward to now that it's fall? And Shelley says right off the bat, the fall colors.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this. I think that if you start paying attention to what's around you, you'll notice so many beautiful things that are happening in nature right now. Because it is like Marilyn said, the leaves turning colors on the trees. Mm-hmm. And Heather said the colors, the smells, and the crisp morning air. That's
good, too. Leaves turning colors. That was Marilyn as well. Sandra and my sister Jody Lynn both said temperatures under 90. Now, Jody lives in Tampa. I don't know where Sandra lives. Obviously, someplace warm.
Yeah.
So they're looking for the temps under 90.
I love that you're listening out of state. Thank you.
Thank you. The fresh smell of air, the warm, cozy blankets and sweatshirts. That's Carrie.
And Kathy said similar, cozy sweaters and sweatshirts. Mm-hmm. And then Becky said rainy Saturdays and Sundays so I don't feel guilty about watching football all day long.
For the record, people that aren't from around here, it does not rain here a lot. It rains here a little bit for a long stretch of time. Yeah. That's what it is. It's like a London rain. People assume that we get, 40 inches of rain in the PNW every year. So, we get like an inch and a half. I mean, it's just this drizzle all the time.
Where Florida will get an inch and a half of rain in like
30 minutes, right? Not like that. Barb says picking pears and new TV shows.
That's a good one.
Jody went with next year's summer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on board with that, but let's appreciate each season as it's here because we have to move through it. Maya said mulled wine, Dutch apple pies, fall colors, crocheting, and other things.
Okay. That's a lot. There's my sister, Jody Lynn, highs under 90 degrees. Kayla said fall, clothing, cooler weather, leaves changing. I thought this was funny when I was young because I know people look forward to the changing of the leaves. And as a youngster, I'm like, oh, it's a big deal. But then I was like, well, aren't the leaves dying? Well, technically.
I mean, it's part of the moving through the seasons, right? Then it comes back, and that's the beauty of it.
It does come back, but there's my stupid
There's
little
so many metaphors in the seasons for life.
You're excited for the leaves dying? I don't get it.
I mean, there's clearly a theme here. I mean, Kayla also mentioned pumpkin everything.
Everything. Thanks, Laura. Sitting in front of my fireplace with a book and hot tea. Wow. Is that the top answer so far? That's a pretty good one.
That's a good one. I mean, I love all of them. Laurel said, who's a summer girl at heart, sitting outside on a nicer day around the coconut log fire pit with a warm beverage and also wearing my boots. I mean, lots of people said the clothes.
Yeah, because you get to switch out from your summer clothes to, this is a nice one.
And the summer clothes you can, or the fall clothes you can kind of hide, like if you're going to eat more.
I'm not going to go there. Matt said, seeing my breath at night. That's pretty cool. Belinda, I look forward to your daily morning report in the new season. Curt and Jen.
Oh, Belinda, thanks.
That was nice.
Jackie said, yummy comfort food, football, cozy clothes, and an occasional fire in the fireplace.
And then Merity, cooler days, their grandson's fall sports.
Oh, yeah, fall sports is a big one.
Chili and cornbread suppers. Chili and cornbread.
Yeah.
That's a good call, too. Your friend Miriam?
She said loud rain, leaves changing colors, football Sunday, stew. Do you like stew?
That's kind of, yeah.
I do not.
Any stew ever?
I really don't love stew.
It's like, we're going to put a bunch of great things together and make a greater thing. And it's like, nah.
I don't.
Nah. Still more to go. Leslie says larches.
Chanterelle mushroom hunting, candles, fires lit, new seasons coming out on Netflix. Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Jennifer, the end of it. I look forward to the end of fall.
So that we can get to winter.
Fall brings on winter when the days are getting longer and spring is right around the corner. I need daylight.
Me too, sister. Me too.
Jennifer Shook also agreed with you on that one, too. And then Jenny Doherty, who says, I love pumpkins. Bring on the pumpkin everything. And then she showed the photo.
She has a pumpkin tattoo. It's so pretty.
There. Yeah.
Like right on her forearm. Yeah.
And see, we got a few more. Sonia, finally putting up my Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
I've been waiting until the fall equinox.
I forgot to say I did that over the weekend. I fallarized our house.
And Corey, what I'm looking forward to fall. I'm a summer girl all the way. I don't like going into fall, but I do like how beautiful the trees look turning colors.
I used to not like fall at all because I was just like, I am all about summer. I don't like other seasons because the days get shorter, blah, blah, blah.
I don't like other seasons. There's only one season
But you know who made me appreciate me liking fall is my...
boyfriend, Pat.
No, my ex-mother-in-law, Lynn. She would decorate the house beautifully, and she would just point out all the beautiful things about fall. And I'm like, you know what? I just need to change my perspective and just take an appreciation for what's around.
Yep. Fall is all right, man. Yeah. Even though it does mean shorter days and that stuff. So.
It's okay.
Here you go. This is yours, Jen.
Longevity experts say this healthy habit can take years off your life. And I use healthy in quotes.
Years off your life?
Yeah. So here's the thing. There's one well-intentioned habit in particular that longevity experts say can actually take years off your life instead of adding more to it. And that's eating too much animal-based protein. And I'm like, but wait, I thought protein was good for us. Like, we're supposed to eat more of it, especially later in life. Well, we are. Mm-hmm. It's especially important to get protein as we age because our muscles and bones, aren't as strong. They start to deteriorate.
Okay.
So eating that protein is good. But they suggest that we need to eat not animal-based protein. I'm trying to make this a little more condensed. They just say that the animal-based protein is healthier, and they say
no, plant-based proteins are healthier.
I mean, yes, plant-based protein is healthier, and Americans are just consuming so much because they think when you think animal or think protein, you think
meat.
Eat more meat, and that's just not the case. So
beef, it's what's for dinner.
Yeah, meat and eggs is what we overemphasize, and that's the stuff that will take years off our lives. So
meat, dairy, and eggs, there's too much of that, so we need to get back to the
fish and the plant-based protein.
Okay.
That's what we need to get back to. That's the bottom line. Eat more protein-enriched plants and fish.
Says Jen.
Well, not says Jen. Says the nutrition experts and longevity experts.
Now we have this, too. This is a nerdy show now.
No, it's not. I really wanted to bring this up. Here's the thing. I was reading this article I think is really important because I never thought about it, and it makes my heart really sad. So young girls are using anti-aging skin products because they're being fed all this stuff on social media, like wrinkle-free and keep your skin young and all this. So they're buying this skincare product. They're like literally saving their allowance.
It's like, you're 10. You don't need this yet.
That's true. And what the experts are saying is it's not only damaging their skin, but it's also damaging their mental health, right? Because
that idea of the pursuit of perfection.
Right. Yes. So what they're saying is that using these products that are really made for older, mature people.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, 30s, 40s, 50s, probably more in like the 40s and 50s.
Well seasoned. How's
but
that?
there you go. It's ruining their skin barrier that's causing permanent scarring. Right? I love that there's this dermatologist in Arizona who's posting this kind of stuff saying, rebutting the influencer's advice. And then, of course, the psychologists are worried about the long-term effects on their mental health because of self-esteem and body image, and it's fueling anxiety, depression, and eating disorders. I was just reading this, and it was just making me sad. And then I was like, okay, so what are we supposed to do about it? And I will say that even some of the skincare stuff is rough on older people's skin, like the retinol, which is supposed to be so good for your skin. I used, and then when I went to get my eyebrows waxed and shaped, my skin started bleeding. So you just have to be careful, make sure you know what to use. But for the young girls, simple is best, said the dermatologist. So all you need is gentle cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen. Period. End of story. You don't need anything else.
Oddly enough, my buddy Joe, who's in town from the Midwest, from Iowa, visiting, having a great time. He carries sun. He's like the whole time, he's like, do you put on sunscreen ever? And I was like, well, I'm going to go in the sun. He's like, I do 2 or 3 times a day. It's like, well, you look good.
You should wear it every day. I wear 30 SPF sunscreen on my face every single day.
Yeah, but I want to look cool like Clint Eastwood. I want to, have that kind of face.
Okay, well, then you're well on your way. You're doing all the right things.
Okay. All right. What's your story?
I'm doing a lot of talking today, Curt. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Okay, on Friday, I was having a meltdown just because Pat and I haven't had a chance to talk yet.
Right.
And so I was like bawling. And I was at my kitchen window because I was at the kitchen sink, and there's a window into my backyard right there.
Okay.
And all of a sudden I see this hummingbird come up. And I'm like, and I wasn't sure that it was a hummingbird. And I'm like, oh my God, Jackie, is that a hummingbird in our backyard? And she comes over, she's like, just a second. She looks and she's like, yep, it sure is. And then all of a sudden it like clicked in my head. I start bawling even more. One of my best friends, Stacy, who passed away a few years ago, that's kind of the way that she shows up in our friend group's lives. Like randomly, people will see a hummingbird at just the right time. And this hummingbird like was only right in front of the window in the garden, looking at a couple flowers, and then came outside of the garden, literally sat there fluttering right in front of my face, basically, and then left. So I mean, I'm getting chills talking about it.
When those kind of things happen, it really, believe what you want, people, right? But every now and again, things come together. You're like, that wasn't an accident. Something's going on there. And so Stacy comes every now and again, and
when we all have examples of her showing up when we need her the most.
It
was her.
It's not also she passed, but it's
right. I think it's just her way of showing up, saying, "Listen, you got this. I'm with you. I see you," and then just like to provide a little bit of comfort, and then fluttered off. And sure enough, everything she had me.
Yeah, and it
was like
the reality is it affects you in that way, so it doesn't matter if there's science behind it or anything.
Right,
it's like,
right.
This is
Well, because here's the crazy thing about it is Jackie loves hummingbirds, and she has hung hummingbird feeders up. And we have not seen a hummingbird all season long. There's not been one hummingbird that has come to those feeders.
And now it's in
And when
season.
I was like, one shows up, that is not coincidence.
Okay. Then stop your ugly cry.
Or is it coincidence? Is it coincidence? What is it?
There are people that say it's coincidence.
No, I say it's real.
No, so that leads to what the question we're going to find out, because I actually have a story that I can share as well. The people that you love who have passed, how do they show up in your life on occasion? In what form? Share your stories like Jen just did. It's like, there's a hummingbird. I know that Stacy said, hey,
Yeah.
That wasn't a very good imitation of her voice.
It really was. And it was more warm and loving than that.
So yeah, how do people you love who have passed on show up in your life? This is really cool when it happens.
It is.
You know,
it's
and
powerful.
Like you said, just the right time. Often it's like, oh, I'm at rock bottom, and here comes this sign. You know?
My mom has a story that I will share because it's kind of my story too, because her mom passed, and I will share it tomorrow. But there's no science, but you can't scientifically explain what happened for her.
There are plenty of things that you can't scientifically explain, I think, that are still pretty stinking cool.
I really cannot wait to hear your stories. I really hope that you have them and you'll take the time to share them. It will take a hot second. I will post this right away on Facebook. In fact, as soon as before I leave the house, your house, I will post it so that you can just go straight to the Curt and Jen in the Morning Facebook page and please share your story, or just share it right on this platform you're consuming this podcast, because we want to hear your cool stories.
We do. Although I won't be here. I'm abandoning Jen in her time of need.
That's right, Curt Cruz.
Yeah, we Dana's mom, my stepmother, Kathy, is having
your stepmother or your mother-in-law, you mean?
Sorry, mother-in-law. Thank you. It's early. She is having a birthday this year, and out of the blue, this is about 3 months ago. She's like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself to a Hawaii vacation for my birthday, and you two are coming with me. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I would be a big fat okay
we're doing
on that.
So we're going to Maui. We haven't been there in a while. We usually do the Big Island, so we're going to go to Maui, and also part of me is like, it's that balance of, they can use the business because Lahaina, right? We've been to Lahaina many times, and I mean that banyan tree survived. Finally, we found out, but I mean it was just flattened. I saw the.
Are you going to go see it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But not in a macabre type of way, because that's what people were doing, and they were saying, please, while they're recovering, and I'm sure the rebuilding is still certainly going on.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But people were coming up to take pictures of the burnt tree and stuff. It just, be respectful, because a lot of people, I mean, it's a small, tight-knit community, so everybody knew somebody who lost their home or.
But that's where everybody went for. I mean, Lahaina was where if you're on Maui, that's where you go, even if you're a tourist. I mean, it's this cool town, like you said.
We were actually visiting, oddly enough, we were on vacation in Australia when that happened, and I saw the thing popped up on my phone, and it just said 3 words: Lahaina is gone. I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And
what the what?
So anyway, they can use the help, and so we'll go spend our tourist dollars there, our U.S. dollars, in Hawaii, and then I'll be back the following week. So you're going to have a series of guest hosts. If you want,
hope.
You can do it by yourself.
I better start planning that, because I was counting on you tomorrow, and you're like, I can't do it. I have an early morning flight.
Yeah. We're like, let's try to arrange this. So it's like, I got to leave here like at 6:15.
So he changed his mind, everybody. So we have Curt today. You can absolutely change your mind. And yes, I'll have a little guest host come on with me.
It's possible that it's going to be Snotty Sailor one day. You might get to have Snotty Sailor the dog sitting here. Like,
no.
All right, I'm going to push this button.
Okay. You guys have a great week. Thank you so much for listening. Curt, do you have any parting words?
Do you want me to do your words?
You can.
All right, everybody, and this is good. Make good choices, find joy, spread happiness. Kindness. No happiness?
Yes.
Happiness too.
By spreading kindness, you create happiness.
Okay, I blew the out cue. Thanks for listening.